Yeah, I started recording this. So I managed, because my VM had few issues. I did manage to install volatility in my Mac. It worked out perfectly well. And now wanted to get your issues. So we'll have some time to find if there's any issues from yours. Anyone? Kit me any issues?
No issues, sir.
You all installed it. So you started analyzing also, is it?
That part, it took a while to download the entire thing, so I didn't exactly start.
Yeah, others please, have you managed to do any analysis? Anyone? So I can quickly go through it again if you missed anything. So just I'll give you 5 minutes. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll show what to do. Mhm. Okay. So this is the issues that you will face. So let me take the, so these are the files that you'll find, guys. Okay, this goes down. So this is the file that you need, Cridex. And actually, let me show, that's a different one. Okay. So this is the content that I've looked at. So you also can prepare a documentation like this when you are doing investigation like this. So Cridex is a worm which affects normally banks. So it affects Windows 2000. Kitni, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. So this is what if I think you can see it. It's a banking worm, a worm that affects the banks, and it has a huge risk as well. And normally, what happens when it installed in the Windows OS, this registry key is being added. So you can later on do a registry analysis as well. And this is what we have done. So let us do it again quickly, if there's anyone who couldn't capture it earlier. So I told you the initial activity would be to do a image analysis. So let me go to that command. Yeah, no, not this. Okay. Yeah, this is the one. So initially you can do a image analysis of this image. Image is not a photo, right? These images are really these memory dumps, right? So this is the memory dump which I downloaded, earlier. So it might take a bit of a time and you can analyze it. Right? And if you can remember, this is the part that we do. So only thing is now I'm showing it for the second time, guys, because I want all of you to do this activity. And tomorrow we'll have a session. I think you will have a session. And then we can go to a bit of a complex analysis as well. Where's my photos? Oh, it's hard to find the photos. Okay. Yeah, so this is the one, right? So we are looking at this one first, right? So this is the first one, first part, right? Image info and KDBG scan also will happen. And this is the rest of it that we did, PS list, PS scan, and PS tree. Okay, we'll look at this. So it has suggested profiles, right? This is a suggested profile. So this can be one or this can be one. Both would be fine, but we are going with this, right? And then number of processes, that's not a big deal. And please, like when you're doing this, use Notion. I told you to use Notion. And please do like take copies of this. Yeah, and then, so that part is clear. And then what you can do, okay, I'll type it in quickly. What you can do is you can look at the PS list. Where's my command? Okay, so I can do the command here, PS list. So that will show all the Windows processors that's up and running. And when you look at this, right, so one of the concerns would be normally everything looks fine other than this reader.sl, no? That's what we discussed, right? So reader.sl or /sl, this exe. So this is a bit of confusing. So this is something that we probably have to consider, which can be a suspected behavior. Now do understand, guys, we are trying to looking at understanding a malware behavior analysis, right? So that should be fine with the start with the exe, you know. So this exe is a bit different than all the other exes, right? So then what we do is we can do the same with PS3 and identify the hierarchical view of it. So once you look at that one, so you have the basic stuff, and that is where you can find read SL. Of course, that is started from explorer.exe file, which is a normal exe runs in Windows platform. So that's also covered. So then what we can do, now we know this one is basically something that we have to consider on. So now just to see whether there's any hidden processes, like I told you earlier, some of you asked a question also, we can use pxview, right? So pxview would give you, these are all libraries or plugins in okay, sorry, what happened? PSXview, no, PSXview. Sorry. Yeah, that would do. So give a list of list actually, and so these columns. Now this becomes read. This becomes false in one of those. Obviously, you know that there is a problem. Otherwise, there's no hidden file. So that's basically what I mentioned earlier. Right. Right. So that's fine. Then what we have to do is now we have to analyze more on this. So only suspected behavior is here. So we can do a bit of modification, or sorry, a bit of more analysis on that particular file. So we are going to do another plugin. This is another plugin called conscan. So there are other scans also you can do. As an example, netscan. These are normal networking scans that you can do. So okay, where's the issue? So there's nothing there, is it? Okay, that scan doesn't support, no? That's the problem. So let me go with conscan. Don't worry too much where I'm getting these things. So when you look at the documentation, you will find all these things. So at the moment, there are conscan actually list down TCP scans. So you know TCP and UDP. It shows that from the local computer, this computer that we are analyzing, a socket is created with 1038 as a port, and connected to this site, which is called 41.168.5.140, right? And the process ID is 1484. And there's another connection 125, same process ID. So this is a bit confusing. Maybe this is like a worm trying to access, or maybe it's a legitimate connection. We don't know yet exactly. So we can look at all sockets. Have you learned, Kitmi, have you guys learned socket programming about sockets?
No, sir.
All right. So like, let me know, Kitmi, I think for this thing, we can arrange one or two. I have some videos also you can watch where you get to understand bit on socket programming and also bit on Linux as well, right? And also later on understand reverse engineering also is part and partial of it. So there are some missing elements in your case. So we'll have some sessions just to clarify those.
Okay, sir.
All right. So this content is very important, right? So when you go and learn other things, I think there are networking students. What are the badges that you have? You have a software engineering and networking, no?
Yes, sir.
Software
Software engineering
engineering,
network.
computer engineering, and computer science.
Okay. So anyway, these things would be quite handy. So then what we can do is when you look at this also, now see, so there are few TCP connections also. This is TCP, and few more TCP connections. And yeah, that's all, no? So that's nothing much. We can get it from the sockets scan. And then what we can do is, now we know exactly the PID 1484, the previous scan. Sorry, not this, sorry. We'll clear the screen. This one, the PID 1484 is a bit interesting, right? This one is the only interesting one that we found, right? So we have to consider this one, obviously. So what we can do is we can now look at more information related to these processes, right? Now we know the connection is there, but what we can go beyond this level is the processes. So there are some, of course, some commands that we can type in, things like command scan. That's another plugin. And also consoles, but there's nothing that you get from those. That's a problem. This also happens now in investigation. Sometimes you don't get anything. So to know what are the libraries there. So there's plenty of libraries in a tool like volatility. Now I'm typing CMD line. So there I would find all the necessary things. So if you go here, the PID is 1484, as you can see. It has the Explorer exe, but we are interested in not the PID 1484, but the child process 1640, which is the read SLL. So this is the one that we are now more interested in, right? So let's now try to grab more information about process 1640, right? And then what we can do is we can actually kind of look at the process dump, right? So any process can be dumped and I get more information. There's another one coming in, right? So let me go and get that command. Yeah, how we can do process dump. Yeah, this is the one. Now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a process dump. There's a tool called process dump, proc dump. I'm going to dump the 1640. That's the one which read SL. And then I'm going to dump the directory, right? Okay. And I'm doing that. And then you get this executable exe. And that would give information about the process that we need. But we now need to now convert that dump into a memory dump. So the second command is you are going to do a mem dump. And that would create the dump file that we need. So then we can do, now try to understand, guys. Hereafter, now when you look at these two files, exe and also the dump, 1640 dump, we have everything related to this. We can do all our analysis based on this. So this is the one that is important, right? So actually this command also is important. So these two files are important. So we can take a photo of it and add it here. Okay, keep a copy of that. Now you know you have the necessary dump file. So now what we can do is we can do analysis on whether this process, the reader cell tries to create a connection to the outside world. So that's the work as a worm, no? So we are going to do a string search on 1640. You can get all these things, right? So there are a lot of string content, so you can do a less or a more. You can go through, see there are plenty of strings in this process. Now if you become reverse engineers, you can analyze this as well in a different way to a debugger, but I'm not going to go through. And now see, like when you go through this, there are several sites, right? All banking sites, online, ovcb.com, ebankingservices.com, Schwab is a bank, bankofamerica.com, pnc.com, suntrust.com, all are financial banking organizations. So obviously this process is trying to go out to the internet with some URLs. That's a normal strategy of a worm. So now we are happy. Now we know that we have found out something, but what I do is I get this strings, and then I do a search using the grep command. So you guys don't know much of Linux, don't worry too much. Now I want to find whether my IP address, which was listed in the connections earlier, is still there. Right, so it seems like it is there, right? Okay, so now I'm getting the first 5 lines. Yeah, so you can see there's a post request. So this is web security, guys, or web. Do you know about web post request, get request, get me? Have you learned these things? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
That's great. So basically, like, this is a post request. So you can see the host is this one. So obviously there's a connection being made from this local to the host. Now you don't know this is a malicious one, but now at the moment you know there's a connection being made, right? So and also there are so many links there. Then you have quite a good idea this can be a malware. So now what you can actually do is you can get the malware and you can upload it to the virus total. So that's what you can do. If you can go to virus total, you can upload it and can get a good idea what sort of malware is it, right? So I cannot exactly put the dump, but I have to extract the related file and do it. Maybe like I can try this method. Hold on. Not sure whether this executable would do that. Let's see. Yes, right. So it says 30 engines detected this file. This is acrospeed launch exe, very common way of putting it in. And everybody, now the problem of this thing is this, right? Different engines, malware engine decide as different. No one say it's, what is that malware? They don't say it as Cridex. I don't know whether it directly says as Cridex, but it says something related to Cridex, it seems, right? So this is a Trojan. Maybe this is a Trojan that is inside Cridex, but there are different names being proposed. They are saying the same thing. Adware and Emisoft and FireEye are saying same thing. So we can have a look at what is this Trojan. So maybe this is supporting the Cridex malware. It's a malware, it's a Trojan. I think it supports this, supports this worm. So let me check, do a cross-reference to Cridex. Yeah, there's nothing much there, but anyway, it's something that we can assume it to be. Yeah, so that's okay. So this is something that you guys can do. Anyway, that file is surely a malware infected file, right? There's no such question in that. Okay, and then if you can go to details, yeah, there's some information. So this is good, guys. This is good for you to learn few things, and also relations. Yeah, so there's exe and then, yep. Okay, I can't. Okay, I'm having the account, but still anyway. Not login community. Yeah, so you can go to hybrid analysis as well. They also have the same analysis. Okay, it looks good. Yeah, okay. So now that we have done analysis to some extent and identify the problem. Okay, and then what you can do, yeah, I think that would do a great deal, and also you can do a few other things as well, but I believe now you understood the base concept behind this. Have you guys, have you all okay? Now this is what you'll do up to this point, and I'll give you homework as well. Oh no, I will ask you to do this one first. Tomorrow I'll give you some activities. Right? Tomorrow do a different activity and we'll look at that one as well and get some more experience, and I'll give you some investigations to do. Is that all right? So assessment also, I think this is what you'll do. Create a box or a file, right? This was a file was given, no? So similarly, you guys can create a file and give it to your friend. Is that clear? This Naka? Now the assignment is clear. So this is a kind of analysis that you'll do. But you don't say it's a memory file or anything. You decide, your partner should decide it. And you have to create one. This Naka, are you clear?
So that final thing is cleared, but sir, after that conscan actually is not clear.
Okay, okay. So what I'll do, I'll share a video on this. I'll share. I have recorded this video. I'll share this video on a drive and share to you all. So you go through it and understand. All
Okay,
right.
sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions other than that? In your configuration, implementations in your like machine. So please set up a Kali box. And having it in your Windows or Mac is okay, but have a Kali box, which is very important. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
And I can share you one interesting article which is written by, okay, I'll share it later. I think I can't find it exactly. Yeah, so no more questions then? All fine.
Hello, sir.
Anything, any other question?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, can. Oh, what is the problem?
Sir, the last one, reader SL processor.
You mean
from
which one actually? The one that we looked at the strings, is it?
after sockets.
Okay.
After reading the sockets.
Yeah, so after sockets, what we did was we looked at the basic process, right? Then we dump the process. So you look at the process where it
Yes, sir,
happened.
it's not dumping, sir. It's not dumping in my Debian version, sir.
Then which one?
What's the reason?
So after
The
dumping,
command is not.
what is that?
This one.
Okay, so what you do is you get the dump and create a memory dump, right? So that memory dump is specifically for that process, guys. Initially also we got a dump, no? Now see the difference. So this is also a dump, right? This is the complete dump, right? But this dump is just the process only. It has only the relation contents related to that process only, 1640 process, which is the reader SL process. Is that clear? Yeah, so we are going to analyze that thereafter. So similarly, what I want you to do is just do some, tomorrow I give you those things. If you go to, so what is that volatility memory samples. So you have many other things, right? So I want you to look at those things as, sorry, this first one. So yeah, look at these things and yeah, so you can, so many other things like, so tomorrow I'll give that as an example, get this malware site. So it's not working. Maybe like because my browser is not allowing me.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Questions?
I share a screenshot to you. Group, sir. WhatsApp group.
The WhatsApp. Okay, I will check that. I will check that.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, I have an error. That error is can't.
Okay. Okay. I'll give the message. I will work on that message. Okay. If there's anything else, there's no anything else, we can conclude. And tomorrow, what time we can have like? Okay, I will talk to in the WhatsApp. So that's fine. I talk to this and the people. So that's fine. Then we'll arrange the session tomorrow, guys. Okay, thank you very much. There's a short session, but I wanted to clarify any concerns you guys having. So please continue this, and if possible, go with the other challenges as well. So we can discuss and continue discussion on the other things. Is it all right? Any other questions? Is there any other questions? Okay, me.
No, sir.
Okay, good. So others, no, right? So okay, fine. Thanks, and we'll meet tomorrow, and we'll continue the session. Thank you.
Sir, tomorrow which time?
We can discuss it. What is convenient time for you?
So I will ask some others and
Please let me know. I have a session starting from 10:30 to 12:30. In the morning, we can around have 9:30 to no 9 to 10:30. We can have 1.5 hour session if needed, or we can have after 1, whatever convenient.
Okay, sir. After 1.
Yeah, fine. Okay, thanks. I'll schedule it. Thank you.
So I ask about from others and tell
Oh no,
confirm that.
yeah. Please do. Thanks.
Okay, sir.